So at this point, I'm going to bring out Dave Fernandez to go over some of the do's and don'ts. If anybody's here from high school, the high school divisions, the deadline for high school entries is November 14th. The high school season is going to start a little later this year, December 5th. And we're going to go, they'll play right through December 22nd. And then we'll start up again with them on January 2nd. The second half of the season will start January 2nd. We will get you the schedules for the remainder of the season around Thanksgiving. Once we get the high school teams, we're going to meld them in with the schedule, and you'll get the full schedule right around Thanksgiving for the whole season. Okay? Any questions on any of that before Dave takes the mic? No? That's great. Oh? First, I would go to the coordinator, your parish coordinator. They'll know exactly where to find it. Okay, so they go on the CYO NY website, and you can find it there.
But when there's a drop-down institution, and it doesn't have all of the parishes on it.
Send me an email. You have my email address? Send me an email, and I'll get you to the right place. Okay, sure. Anybody else? Dave's going to go over a couple of rules, and then I'll take the mic again, and we'll just end it.
Good morning. I'll try to be brief. This is the start of my 4th season as lead consultant and head of the referees. In those previous 3 seasons, we have stripped the rule book down, the CYO portion of the rule book, to make our league more in line with high school and college basketball. We took all of what I called the fake rules out of our league, and basically everybody plays basketball now, and everybody plays basketball by grade, not by A, B, or C division. So that's the first part of it. The second part of it, we did not change any gameplay rules this year. We just changed time. So last year the biddies played 18-minute halves, running clock as if they were in the high school division. This year they're going to play 15-minute halves to cut it down. We were getting feedback from coordinators that hosted a lot of our biddy games that the 18 minutes was a little long for the biddies. So we went to 15-minute halves. In doing that, we feel like there should be more instruction in the biddy. So we put in a 10-minute halftime. So the 10-minute halftime is not so that you can go to the other coach and say, I'm not waiting 10 minutes, let's go. It's not for you to send them all to the bathroom or the snack stand. It's for you to teach your players to see what happened in the first 15 minutes, go over it for 10 minutes, and try to adjust, and then play the second 15 minutes. So we ask that you please use that time to coach, to be an actual coach and coach the kids. In our 3rd grade to 6th grade divisions, we played 6-minute quarters. We're now playing 7-minute quarters. And in our 7th and 8th grade divisions, they played 7-minute quarters. We're now playing 8-minute quarters. The reason for this was that we wanted to start in the 7th and 8th grade. We want them to get used to playing high school time, playing with foul trouble in the older grades to get through that extra minute, and to help you, the coaches, with playing time. Many of your parishes put minimum mandatory playing time on you. You have 4 minutes extra to get those kids extra playing time. So we hope, again, that you're smart and use it wisely and keep those parents off of you and get that kid in for the extra minute or 2. If you're at a parish that has a 3-minute rule, a 6-minute rule, you have 4 more minutes to play with. So, if you don't use it and the parent complains to you, go home and look in the mirror, because that's really your problem. So that's really the only rule changes that we made this year. The rule book is very much stripped down to what it was when I first started. We think we made it simpler. We made it better. Again, if you're an A division player, you're playing against other A division players. If you're a C division player, you're playing against other C division players. You shouldn't have to play defense behind the 3-point line because you're a C division player. If you're playing another kid equal talented to you, you should be able to play regular basketball against that kid with equal talent. So that's what our philosophy was. Just as far as refereeing goes and gameplay, I have been a very big advocate, very big, almost obnoxious of pushing, blowing the whistle. I watched many ball handlers get body checked from one end of the court to half court. The ball goes out of bounds and the referee calls it for the other team, and all the parents and the coaches go berserk, and they had every right to. So my number one goal was to take illegal contact and physicality out of our game. They take it out in the NBA, they take it out in college basketball, they take it out in high school basketball. These are our youngest, least skilled players, and they were getting absolutely manhandled by each other. And it's not the way that the game is being played nowadays. So we have made that a big initiative and big goal over our first 3 seasons, and the officials have done a good job of that. Rebounding, big guys getting hammered by little guys when they get the rebound. That was another thing that I observed a lot before I came on. That makes the game very ugly and makes the game very dangerous, because when the big guy keeps getting swatted at by the little guy, he takes matters into his own hands and he elbows him directly in the face and knocks his teeth out. You don't want to protect me, I'll protect myself. That's what the guys in my game tell me. And when my guy tells me that, he's 6'8". So if he's swinging his elbow, he's knocking somebody's head off. So you have to protect the rebounders. That's another initiative that we put in, and that's kind of gotten under control in the past 3 years. So now this year, we're moving on in year 4, and we're teaching what is legal contact. There is legal contact in basketball. Defenders are permitted to jump vertically in their spot. They can jump from point A up to the ceiling and land back on point A, and the offense can jump into them, and it is no foul. There is no call on that play. And that is what my area of concentration has been in the preseason with my officials, and that's what I'm going to kind of move on to this year, is legal contact in the game. Same thing on the perimeter. Kid is dribbling from point A to point B. Defender jumps in his line of movement, takes contact in the chest, sometimes knocks him over, sometimes not. You have to judge whether it's an offensive foul or no foul at all. But we're concentrating on what legal contact is this year. So there is a major difference between illegal and legal contact, and it might be a little dicey, but a lot of the older grade coaches that have been coaching a long time in the 7th and 8th grade, that have been kind of set in their parishes, have been pounding on me to try to get that point across, to teach them to go to high school, and I agree with them. So we're going to work on that this year. Final thing I'll say, and I've been saying this at the coordinators meetings, is I want you all to think about this and take it back to your parents as the leader of your group of parents and teams. We need to get to a point of civility in our league, and nothing gets cured at the game. If you think that there's a bad call, if you think that that referee missed a rule by running on the court and going bananas and attacking them, by giving the old "I'll see you in the parking lot," does nothing. It does nothing. And it actually, the only person that's going to get jammed up is you or your parent. You or the parent on your team is the only one that's going to get punished from that. So if you really want, I've been hearing there's no accountability for the refs. That is the most false statement in the world. I put these guys on the bench in a heartbeat. I take money out of their pocket when they don't do the right thing. Okay? I had 30 veteran referees walk away from me this year going into this season because I held them to accountable. They didn't like the way that I ran things, so they decided to walk away. No problem. I got 20, 25-year-old kids ready to take their spot, and I'm ready to do that. So on your points, if there's a problem, if a referee messes up a rule, if there's a 50-50 call at the end of the game that maybe decides the game, and you don't like it, I don't expect you to say, "No problem, Chief, all good, I'm leaving." You're going to have your say, no doubt about it, but when you have your say, then you go back to your team and you leave, and you go talk to your coordinator and get in touch with me, and we'll deal with it from there. But we need to get out of the chasing referees around, chasing each other around, and arguing and screaming and yelling, acting like fools, and meeting each other in the parking lot. Because all that's going to end up doing is getting you thrown out of our league. And we need volunteers, and we need people to do it. At that point, does anybody have any questions about CYO rules, officiating, etc.? Good luck. We'll see you out there.
Okay. So just a couple more things before we go. So far this season, and season hasn't even started yet, we have found 5 players that were where they don't belong. And in 4 cases, believe it or not, in 4 cases, those kids decided to go to, the parents decided to put those kids in the schools. That's right. Those parents decided to put the kids in Catholic school. So, in my meetings with the pastors, and when I speak to the pastors, I tell them that I'm an advocate for the Catholic schools. If you really want to play there that badly, then go to the school. And in 4 cases this year alone, in 4 cases since September, people have done that. My point of telling you that is that if you know that you have a kid on the team that gave a false address, we're going to find out. And how we're going to find out is, and how we found out in some of those cases, was the parents on the team, who obviously is taking away playing time from their child. So they're our biggest allies. They'll come to us and say, why is so-and-so playing here? He belongs over there. So if you know you have one of those kids on the team, and in one of the cases, you know, we found a false address, a completely false address, completely false. So you can do that and try and get away with it, but it's only going to come back to you guys. It's going to be a loss. Kid's going to get, you know, kicked out of the league, and we don't want that, for sure. You have to remember that your actions are, first and foremost, a reflection on the coordinators who chose you to coach for that parish. It's also a reflection on the parish and the pastors. And it's nothing I haven't told the pastors. You know, you walk around with a Academy of St. Dorothy shirt on, coach's shirt on. You walk around with a Sacred Heart shirt on. You walk around with a St. Charles shirt on. In most cases, they don't say CYO. So you're representing the parish. CYO is a parish-based organization. Staten Island has 52% Catholic school kids, 48% public school kids in the organization. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud that we have public school kids that play. And I get it. But they should be playing inside their boundaries. And if you, very simple now, on the CYO website, you could type in an address, and it tells you exactly where the child should be playing. So, at this point, you should not be, is there any question at all, type it in, and then they should come to CYO to be placed. Because in this day and age, we're going to place them where we can make a team. It might not be the next parish, it might be parish, one over. Especially in the girls' divisions, although I will say that we are up in the girls' divisions, and I'm proud to say that we're going to have a couple of new entries in our league. Notre Dame Academy has 5 girls' teams in our league this year, and the Islamic Center of Staten Island, located out here in Tottenville, is entering a team in our league, and there's more to come in the future from them. So we are all inclusive. But just be aware, there are people not telling you the truth, and I get it in a lot of the cases. Coordinators will come with their hands up and say, I didn't know, and I understand. But it's up to you to do your due diligence. Parents on the teams know, you guys know who belongs there and who doesn't. Especially if a kid's coming from another parish, if it's a 6th grader or a 7th grader, then, right off the top, Were some people playing where they shouldn't have been? Yes. And now they're coming to me in 7th and 8th grade saying, oh, I belong to this parish. I belong, this is my address, so I belong there. Okay, I'm not happy about moving 6th to 7th or 8th graders, but they are doing what we told them to do. So it's a tough sell, but for the most part, we're moving in the right direction. But we need everybody in this gym here today. We need your help. Okay? Anybody have any questions on the season, on when we begin, timing, anything at all? Any questions? Yes, sir. So that's a good question. So we only have 8th grade C this year. Only C division is 8th grade. So no, there is no 7th grade C. There's no C division this year. Okay? The only C division is 8th grade boys C. That's it. So if you put in for a C division, then you're in a silver division. Right. So every boy's grade, so you know, every boy's grade, with the exception of 5th grade, has a gold and a silver division. Okay? Has a gold and a silver division. The C divisions are gone. All right? Not because the C division, just to be clear, the C division's not gone because we said they were gone. We didn't get enough teams in any of the C divisions except for 8th grade. Okay? Say that again? Okay. Anybody have any other questions? So they'll be playing, yes sir. Okay, the best thing to do is contact me, John, or Dave. You should have those numbers. And we'll get somebody there. We'll make sure that you're on top. Anybody else? Any other questions? Concerns? Thank you all for coming, and please exit the campus as soon as you can. Thank you.